I'm moving through the week, 74 degrees out there. Things are going to change.
Nice.
Okay, how many times have you woken up from a dream and thought, I wonder what that really means? Well, the answer may not be that easy.
Yeah, joining us now to help us decode dreams is psychic medium Linda Lauren from Mountainside, New Jersey. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I've been taking a poll about dreams. There's one dream that we kind of all have when we're in the dream and we're trying to scream or yell and we're unable to do that. What would that suggest is going on in our life?
A lot of times with dreams, your waking world is infiltrating your sleeping world so that you can process things. So something could have happened in your day that you needed to process that maybe you wanted to scream. And in doing so, maybe you can't scream in public or you can't scream where you are. So your dream allows you to do so freely so that you can get rid of the angst, get rid of whatever was bottled up inside you.
All right, so there's different types of dreams, right? So we have dreams that are something called lucid dreaming, and then you have just the regular dreaming that we're talking about. So what's the difference between the two of those?
Lucid dreaming is almost like you are participating in the dream.
Okay.
It is incredible to be participating. You are moving with the dream. You're doing things with the dream. Say if you're reaching for a rope, you can actually feel that rope. You can actually make things happen in a lucid dream. In regular dreaming, depending upon whether you are having an experience with the other side or this side, it depends on that feeling you get just before you go to sleep. So if someone passed and they want to visit you, a visitation dream would be something where you can actually feel the person there, but you know they died, but you're not in a sick situation or a situation that shows you that they've passed. It's a normal communication. That's a visitation. If you're dreaming of someone and they're in the sickness and they're dying and they're in the hospital, we call that a guilt dream.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We wanted to ask you that exact question because I've had dreams about my mother who passed 20 plus years ago, and I didn't know, if it meant something. You're just having memories, you just never know.
Yeah, well, sometimes they're visitations. And if she had something to say to you, she would definitely say it to you in your dream. Our dreams are safe. A lot of people don't realize how safe our dreams are. And by the way, you're wearing blue. You have a lot of blue in your colors, in your aura.
I do. Is that good?
Yeah, well, it's communication.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I picked this field then.
And you have a lot of yellow today, which means that you're focusing on a real sunny kind of attitude. So you want it to be optimistic.
Well, I was just singing before. Today's going to be a good day. All right, so what are some good ways to keep track of our dreams? Should we have like a dream journal or something next to our bed when we're napping?
Actually, that's a good idea. I don't encourage people to record because sometimes you can't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
So if you have to write something, you have to be very careful that you don't wake yourself up out of that dream. But you keep a pad right next to you, and that pad will be your means of communicating with yourself so that you can write images, colors, the people in your dreams, animals in your dreams. Everything is important. And then over, like, say, a week, you can actually take the time to decipher what these dreams would mean overall as a message for you.
So let me ask you something. What if you had a dream, but you can't, how many of us have said that? I can't remember what it was, but I know I dreamt something that either had my heart racing or made me scared or nervous or sad or happy. How do you go about, can you get back there and remember that? Is there a way to do that?
You could drink some water. You could, at the time that you're remembering, you could just take a sip of water.
Yeah.
But during your day, give yourself the attention by thinking about things that might be a catalyst. And maybe you pick up a pen, a glass, or, you go to your computer, something pops up and you say, oh, wait, what does that mean? Oh, that seems familiar. Sometimes you'll remember. Oftentimes you probably won't, and I don't think it matters.
Okay,
Could your dream actually be giving you a clue into something that's coming? Because my mom, she thinks she's a dream interpreter. She says when she dreams of fish that someone is pregnant. Is that a thing, or?
Mother's intuition is incredible, number one. Number two, my own mother, she was known as the dream lady because people used to call her up. This is pre-computers, pre-everything. And she used to handwrite in a yellow journal.
Yeah.
And everyone would ask her, and they say, these are the images that I saw. So, I really feel that premonitions are very important. And you will know something in advance. We all have intuition.
Yeah.
It's just that we have it in different degrees depending upon, each person. So, yes, you can have a heads up as to something like a child being born, or, I not too long ago dreamed that someone who was pregnant was going to have a girl, and she had a girl.
Oh, wow.
Now, that's me, but I've learned to really go by my intuition that way, very, very much so that I can key into people and help them out.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, that's been great to have you here. I was so sad I missed you last time. You were doing everyone's color. Everyone told me their color. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So,
well, I have a color forecast that I do every day on social media. So you can always tune into that.
Okay,
and
good.
I also have a book called Medium Rare.
Oh, it's a great title. That's a great title.
We'll have to have you back to do a full color reading.
For sure.
Absolutely. I'd love it.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
Okay, take care and God bless.
All right, take care.